So welcome back. Next up is Adam, CEO and co-founder of CareBand, and he's going to tell you all about this very important applications he's building using the LoRaWAN technology. Enjoy his talk.
Hi, my name is Adam Sobol, and I'm the founder and CEO of CareBand. Today, I want to introduce you to two people and share their story with you, then walk through the opportunities that LoRaWAN and Edge Computing have to transform their lives. First up is Mary. Mary's a 74-year-old woman living in San Francisco. She lives on her own, but she has early-stage dementia. She manages on her own fine, but recently has been having some trouble with some simple things, like putting on her clothes. She also has been forgetting to put the coffee grounds in the coffee maker, leading to just a hot cup of water while she's eating her breakfast. Last week, her daughter Carla came over for a short visit and a walk around the neighborhood. Mary couldn't find her keys to lock the house and continued to insist that Carla must have stolen them or hidden them. Until after a few moments, they looked around and they found that the keys were in the cupboard. Mary also had some trouble the other day where she was on a walk with her dog that was supposed to last 30 minutes, but she got a little bit lost and a little bit turned around, and it lasted about 3 hours. It's clear that Mary is almost herself, but is having trouble more and more each day. There's some good days and there's some bad days, and that's what she reminds herself of. On the other hand, we have Sam. Sam also has early stage dementia. He's 81 years old, and he lives in Chicago, and he lives with his wife. Sam is a moment kind of a guy. He gets up at 7 a.m., he gets dressed, and has breakfast. Then he reads the paper, and he goes for a walk around the neighborhood with his friends. The rest of the day is filled with watching TV and hanging out at home. Routine is comfortable for him and familiar, but anything out of the ordinary causes him distress, anxiety, and frustration. In the past month, Sam was hospitalized for a urinary tract infection. When the doctor asked his wife what happened and if she had noticed any changes in his behavior, she couldn't think of anything specific. Sam's lucky to have his wife there with him to help him out, yet she can't help as much as she used to be able to. His kids are concerned and worried about him. They question if he's staying safe and healthy, and are worried about when the next big thing is going to happen. Dementia is here to stay. More and more people are getting dementia. Whether it be a friend, a family member, or a neighbor, we all know somebody living with dementia. Today, there are about 6 million people living in the US with dementia. Yet by 2050, that number is expected to triple to nearly 15 million people. Beyond the shifting demographics, it's also extremely expensive to care for. The cost of care today for the global world is about $900 billion, and that number will continue to grow as the population increases. Moreover, governments will be responsible and take the burden of this expense. Another significant and urgent challenge facing this population is occurring right now in the UK. It's a shift from analog to digital telecare. This includes anything from help buttons to location tracking systems. This disruption is causing almost 2 million people to look for new solutions to stay home and stay safe. Technology is supposed to enable independence and not limit it, right? Lastly, we have COVID. As everybody knows, COVID has caused a lot of disruptions to our lives and to those people living with dementia. A few specific challenges for those with dementia is a new lack of activity, social isolation, and disruption of their routine. All of these factors are leading to quicker cognitive decline for this population. The way dementia looks today is quite negative. Yet the question I want you to think about is, what if we could use LoRaWAN and Edge Computing to enable people living with dementia to stay safe, healthy, and happy? And what if we could do it all while enabling them to stay home for longer? CareBand was started in 2016 to do just that. Our company leverages low-power wide-area communication technologies such as LoRa in combination with machine learning for location-based safety and health solutions. We've been deploying solutions for the last few years and have been engaged in government-backed research projects with top universities. Our innovative approach to delivering care has also led to a growing patent portfolio and recognition from organizations such as CES. At this point, some of you must be wondering why LoRa and why dementia? Aren't there other technologies better suited for dealing with dementia? This was my question too when I founded CareBand back in 2016. Yet, as I learned over the years, LoRa provides a great foundation for seniors and specifically those with dementia. This includes that a lot of seniors don't know how to use a smartphone or may even have a smartphone. Additionally, Wi-Fi is limited for certain people as well. With LoRa, it's a simple setup with little complexity. It allows devices to have a long battery life, so our wearables can have a long battery life and make it very easy for charging for these devices. Additionally, the base station has a long range, whereas other systems today have 500 or a few hundred feet of range. It works well in rural areas, and it enables edge computing with the low power environments. With the Things network, all of these benefits are multiplied. With the ubiquitous and growing global network, it provides a significant opportunity for this kind of technology to take off. The Things network is already built and used in many smart cities where many individuals live with dementia. It's also supported in rural environments that have already taken off through agricultural applications. With LoRaWAN positioned at the connectivity layer, edge computing remains at the edge. It's accepted that edge computing is the next frontier of the Internet of Things. Edge computing enables connected devices to collect and process raw data exactly from where it's created, turning it into insights and then resulting into quicker decisions and decision making. Our system works best at the edge, providing care right where it's collected. By processing data on our wearable or at the gateway, we can make quicker care decisions, deploy in flexible arrangements, and provide value even when there is no internet and there's a loss of power. Our powerful solution starts with CareBand. Simply put, it's a LoRaWAN wearable that provides location, activity, and behavior. The device allows for indoor and outdoor location tracking. It includes an accelerometer, an on-body sensor, and a button. It also works around the world using LoRaWAN on all different frequencies. With LoRaWAN and edge computing, safety, health, and happiness is now a reality for people living with dementia. Safety is often the number one concern for people living with dementia and their family members. At the base level, knowing where somebody is could be the difference between life and death. A great example of this is Mary, who wanders sometimes. There's a difference between taking a safe neighborhood walk and an unsafe wandering episode. There have been times in the past when Carla, Mary's daughter, has wondered where her mother is. With the vast LoRaWAN network, this concern can be mitigated by asking a CareBand where it is or knowing where the last place that it was. Additional recognition of daily activities of daily living can be achieved and monitored through edge computing. Our device is capable of capturing data and understanding key activities such as washing hands or drinking. Stepping up a notch, let's talk about health. Today, health monitoring is mostly through subjective observation via a caregiver, such as in Sam's case, where his wife didn't notice the small changes leading up to his urinary tract infection and ultimately his hospitalization. But technology is better than this. But by objectively monitoring room level movement and activity every day, our device can understand a daily routine and see when a pattern emerges. With these patterns, you can then be alerted when a change occurs. This information can then be shared with family members to empower them and enable them to make decisions early, providing peace of mind and giving them tools to make the best decisions possible. CareBand is also in the process of detecting and monitoring neuropsychiatric symptoms of dementia. Through a number of our research grants, we're in the process of collecting the data and making these algorithms possible to be able to sense things like agitation, depression, and apathy. By being a second pair of eyes with a primary caregiver, we can understand these symptoms more objectively and see changes early. Health and safety often take the focus or the foreground when talking about people with dementia. Yet an individual's happiness is just as important. Through measuring social interaction, meaningful activities, and life space, we can begin to track weekly goals and achievement. Reaching happiness each week prolongs independence and improves well-being. Together, CareBand can support people living with dementia and their caregivers. When you think about it, it's a truly powerful equation, combining the rapid adoption of LoRaWAN, which with the ability to process data at the edge, results in this incredible opportunity to reimagine life with dementia. Mary and Sam are just the beginning, starting to reimagine life with dementia. Edge computing can detect activities of daily living, notice these small changes in behavior, and do much, much more. With LoRaWAN, we can ensure the usability of the technology remains stable for this population, and the availability of the network globally. The opportunities for care are endless. At CareBand, we're extremely excited about these opportunities to change the status quo and reimagine what life might be like for people living with dementia. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to any of your questions and talking to you further. Thank you.